Okay, I told you guys that I would make you some infused milk and show you how it's done. What I have here is my decarbed marijuana. There's 2 grams here and 1 gram of keef. It's already been decarbed. Here's the bowl and here's the lid. It just fits over the top and decarbs in the oven and stays closed until it cools off, so you get no smells. It comes out of the oven and it's all ready to go. This is the pan that I can use as a double boiler. And here's a strainer, which I'll just strain back into the same container that I have my evaporated milk. I'm using evaporated milk today because I'm going to make some infused hot cocoa, which I will then cool off and serve as medicated Yoohoos. Yay, Yoohoo! So, here we go. I hope this works. Let me turn this on. I want this on medium high. I'm going to pour in my milk. This only holds 1 cup, so that's all I ever do. I find recipes that uses 1 cup, or I use them for single servings, or I do this and set it to cool off on the side and use it for coffees or caramels, like you probably saw my caramel. I'll just leave this here. I have my vanilla set aside, ready for my hot cocoa. I'm making a whole pan of hot cocoa, so it calls for 4 cups of milk. I'm infusing 1 cup of evaporated milk, and I'm going to use 3 cups of regular milk so that it tones down on the medication. I don't want to use a whole 4 cups. This process is usually about 15 minutes. Hopefully I have enough memory on my phone to do that. And hopefully I can figure out how to post it to the site. And the idea is to constantly stir, because you don't want to scorch the milk, and you always want to continue to put all that yummy goodness off the side of the bowl back into the milk and infuse it. When I made my caramel, I did sweetened condensed milk. It's a little harder to work with because obviously it's so much thicker. But if you're patient, you can do it. You can infuse anything. And once I strain this and get ready to put it into my cocoa, I'll bring my cocoa over to this burner so hopefully we can see everything. I don't have a tripod, or I did, and I think I gave it to one of my kids. And of course, then it's gone forever. My cat thinks I'm talking to her because I don't generally talk out loud in my house. Obviously, I have water in my pan. And when I'm doing milk here, I don't want the water to touch the bottom of the bowl, because again, I don't want to scorch the milk. But as the milk heats up, it'll start to break down. Some of the fats will start to break down, and the oils and the THC will start to bond with it. Bond. It's good for single servings. I'm going to start making some ice creams. That'll be super fun. Take a peek to see how this looks. Oh good, you can see. Hi. I love these tiny little silicone spatulas, and I like to get the ones that are silicone through and through to the handles so you don't have any separation. Some of them are wood handles or plastic handles, and then it's silicone through here. But, you know, a lot of times water can get down into that connection, and it's not good. So I like to get them where it's silicone through and through, and you don't have any chance of any contamination or cross-contamination between items. And I like to use silicone and stainless steel. Plastic absorbs coconut oil and the THC oils, and we don't want any cross-contamination with our food products going on to any of our other dishes that somebody else in the family might use or that we may cook with. So I'm very specific about which dishes I use, because I have a grandbaby that I, you know, of course, don't want anything to happen to her or her parents if she should get caught with something in her blood. Starting to get a little color here, and the milk is starting to warm up. I did not put my timer on. However, I can look at the timer on the video that's going, and I can use that as my clock. I haven't figured out how to do this live, so I'm just going to record it and then put it on the Magical Butter site. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than willing to answer them. Starting to look really nice. Boy, this is a lot easier to work with than that sweet condensed milk, I tell you. I bet it's going to be easier to strain too. Any heat rising out of that yet? No. Starting to get warm. Turn that up just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now there's some action. I can feel the difference in the side of the pan now. Or in the bowl, I should say. There we go. You know, if you have any sick pets, you could always infuse some milk or pet milk and give some to them, watered down, of course, so it's not such high potency. And that would, I'm sure, help them. And of course, biscuits, dog biscuits, or, well, cats don't eat biscuits. But my cat's been sick, and I'm thinking about giving her some milk. Although she doesn't eat people food. None of my cats eat people food. Milk being a people food. I know people food is a strange word, but Mixing in the milk now. Okay, it's starting to simmer on the sides. That's good. There we go. Now we're getting there. Yeah. That's looking really nice. Be very careful when you're stirring so as not to slosh it. Yeah, and the aromas are escaping now, which means the infusion process is really starting to take hold and beginning nicely. Continue stirring so you don't burn your milk. I keep touching the sides of the handle because by temperature I can tell just about the time it's where I can't touch it anymore. But I can touch really hot things. But just about the time where I can't stand to touch it anymore is when I know that it's done. About the time that I had to grab my magical butter glove, silicone glove. It's about the time it's done. Very nice. It's been about 15 minutes. Oh, I just sloshed it. No way. Well, that doesn't generally happen to me. Guess I won't be able to say that again. Let me look at the time on the 12 minutes. Okay. 12 minutes. I usually go about 15, so yeah, my inner clock is working pretty good. It's just about done. I can't believe I sloshed it on my stove. Oh. Usually pretty good about not sloshing on my stove. This is going to be good though. That yummy goodness down in there. Yeah. Doesn't smell the greatest, but boy, is it good in the end. We all know that smell. It's not too bad. You can see the color coming out really nice. There's some amber in there. That's from that keef. It's going to be real potent with that keef in there. There's a gram of keef and 2 grams of product. The marijuana, the wonderful green plant of ours. Panacea. Such a wonderful product. Okay, I'm thinking that she's done. You can tell by the heat of the handle. I'll get this ready. Put my wonderful glove on. So I can pick up my bowl. Yeah. Turn off my heat. Put my stirrer here. Very carefully. Very carefully. Pick up the bowl. Flip your skimmer over. Yeah. You want to press all that through there. Get as much milk as you can. Now, this will spoil real quick because it has milk in it. So I wouldn't advise keeping this little bit of sludge unless you're going to use it like right away in a, in a chocolate or something like that. But it has milk in it. I really wouldn't advise keeping this. I know we keep the sludge in all of our oils and everything else and use them right away. But because this has a milk byproduct in it, it's going to spoil on you really quick. The shelf life is only about 3 days for the milk itself. So I generally don't keep this small amount. There's still some milk in there. Smash that through there. Look at that milk. There's still milk coming in there. Oh, you can't see it. That is hot. Okay, there's still some milk coming through here. So yeah, there's such a tiny amount left. It's really just easy enough to just throw that away. Okay, now I need to run some hot water. So let me make some hot cocoa real quick for you while I have that. I have a half a cup of sugar, a quarter cup of cacao, a dash of salt. I'm going to add a third cup of hot water and then 4 cups of milk. 3 cups of regular milk and then 1 cup of the infused milk that I have here. And then once I cook that over medium heat until the mixture boils, I'm going to stir it for a couple minutes. And then I'll add the milk. I'm not going to add the milk first, sorry. Like this over medium heat. My trusty whisk. There we are. Just had to clean my spatula real quick. And get all that dry mixture off the corners and edges in your pan. I really want to get some of the rounded corner pans. There we go. This will only take a couple minutes. Pardon me, goodness, sorry. Like I said, half a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of cocoa, dash of salt, and 1/3 cup of hot water. And you stir that up really good, and you heat it over medium heat until it comes to a boil. And there's so little in the pan, it won't take long at all to come to a boil. So it comes to a boil real quick. Of course, the watch pot never boils. Come on, boil up for me. There we go. Starting to boil. Let it boil for 2 minutes. I'll put a timer on it for us. This looks delicious. Now stir this because I don't want it to burn. That looks really good. Heat down low. This is the old-fashioned cocoa my granny used to make. Just one more minute. I hit the floor. Now, just about there. Probably about 15 seconds. Don't miss my guess. Right there. Turn this down. Stir in milk slowly. I'm going to stir in this milk first to temper it. And then I'll add the medicated milk, which I want to get everything off the edge here. Stir that. Medicated milk. All in. And I'm going to heat this. Ooh, it smells delicious. I want to heat this up, but not to a boil, because I do not want to boil that milk. Yum. Excited about this. It's going to be delicious. Let that heat for a second. Yum. Looks delicious. Well, that's pretty hot still. Move that out of the way. Out of sight, out of mind. That had the cocoa and the sugar in it. Me some. Okay. It was pretty hot. Turn off the heat. Add 3/4 teaspoon vanilla. Voila! We have hot cocoa. How about I put some over ice? You like the medicated Yoohoo. Mmm. Thanks for watching. Bon appetit. Wow, that's delicious. Mmm. Mmm.